We live in interesting times. Today's stories. Chinese humanitarian aid arrives in Venezuela. Muslim civil society in Sri Lanka addresses concerns after anti-Muslim riots. Floods claim 15 lives in Mali. Prime Minister Trudeau calls Chinese arrests of 2 Canadians unacceptable. The Church of Christ in Ottawa holds series of blood donations. Filipinos in Canada take part in the Philippine midterm elections. And find out what's hot and new in the automotive world at the Calgary International Auto and Truck Show. This is Eagle News Canada, bringing you stories from around the globe. I'm Archie Rose Natividad Yi. A Chinese plane with medical aid arrives at the Simon Bolivar International Airport near Caracas as part of an agreement between China and Venezuela.
Entonces, esta asistencia técnica humanitaria que está llegando, estos 64 toneladas, vienen a sumar las ya más de 356 toneladas que hemos recibido en asistencia técnica humanitaria, algunas procedentes de organizaciones de Naciones Unidas como UNICEF, OPS y otras procedentes de Rusia, de China y de la Cruz Roja, la Federación Internacional de la Cruz Roja. Esto, por supuesto, no es todo lo que necesita el país, pero es una parte que contribuye de manera importante a aliviar el sufrimiento de los venezolanos.
The Muslim civil society in Colombo addresses concerns and the backlash they are facing after the deadly Easter attacks, which led to anti-Muslim riots, took place in various parts of the island nation. Urging the government to take action against terrorism, a group of women organized a silent protest in the capital.
இலங்கையில் முஸ்லிம்களாக இருந்து நல்லா சந்தோஷமாக இருந்திருந்தாலும் ஏனைய சமூகங்களுக்கு எங்கள் மீது எந்த அளவு சந்தேகங்கள் இருந்திருக்கின்றது என்றதை பற்றி பிறகுதான் தெரிய வந்தது. பள்ளி கட்டுறீங்க, ஒரு பள்ளிக்குள்ள பிரச்சனைன்னு சொல்கிறீங்க, பிறகு உங்களோட உடுப்பெல்லாம் பார்த்தா முந்தி நீங்களாம் இருந்த மாதிரி இல்லை, இப்போ வேறு மாதிரி இருக்கிறீங்க, தனி நாடாக வரப்போகிறீங்களா? உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், 30 ஆண்டுகளாக தமிழ் பயங்கரவாதத்தோட இவ்வளவோ போராடி இவ்வளவோ கஷ்டப்பட்ட ஒரு நாடு இது. அப்போ அவங்களுக்கு இது இன்னும் உண்டோ என்ற ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு கேள்விக்குறி மனதில் இருக்கு. பயங்கரவாதரும் இலங்கையில் இருக்கிற முஸ்லிம்களுக்கும் தொடர்பே இல்லை. அந்த தொடர்பு இல்லைன்னு நாங்கள் மீண்டும் 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 உங்கள்கிட்ட சொல்கிறோம். அதே நேரத்தில் தயவு செய்து அந்த பக்கத்துக்கு எங்களோட மக்களை தள்ளி விட்டுறாதீங்க என்ற ஒரு வேண்டுகோள் தான் முக்கியமாக சொல்ல வேண்டியிருக்குது. ஏன்னா நீங்கள் எந்த அளவுக்கு முஸ்லிம் மக்களை, சாதாரண பொதுமக்களை புண்படுத்துறீங்களோ அந்த அளவுக்கு அந்த மக்களை மற்ற பக்கத்துக்கு தள்ளி விடுவீங்களோன்ற ஒரு பயம்.
Incidents that took place a few days ago in the Kurunegala district and in the Gampaha district were heartbreaking to see and hear. But for us, it was more painful when on April 21st there was these bomb explosions that took place across the island. That was really painful for us as a community because we realized that we were more the victims of it. The religious leaders and the Muslim intellectuals are looking at the change in our Madrasa Act, in our religious acts, and to look at whether we have also brought in foreign ideology which is not part of our religion and what we should do away with, and whatever has held us back in integration with the mainstream of this country, then we are going to look at making the necessary changes and be progressive.
Authorities said heavy floods claimed 15 lives in the Malian capital Bamako, along with serious property damage. The statement said the flooding claimed a provisional toll of 15 dead and 2 injured. Calling on residents to be prudent in the face of the disaster, the government said teams are in place to rescue the distressed people. Flooding is common in Mali, located in the semi-desert Sahel region. Up next, Trudeau calls Chinese arrests of 2 Canadians unacceptable. The Church of Christ holds a series of blood donations in Ottawa. Filipinos in Canada take part in the Philippine midterm elections. These and more when Eagle News Canada returns. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Canada. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau calls the arrest of 2 Canadians in China unacceptable and vowed to stand up to Beijing over the detentions.
We continue to take the safety of the Canadians arbitrarily detained in China with the utmost priority. We will continue to work with our allies and work directly with China to ensure that they understand that we are a country of the rule of law and that we will allow our legal processes to unfold independently, while at the same time we will always stand up for Canadians and continue to.
Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Liu Kang said former diplomat Michael Kovrig is suspected of collecting state secrets and intelligence, while businessman Michael Spavor is suspected of stealing and illegally offering state secrets abroad.
The Chinese government is not following the same kinds of rules and principles that the large majority of democracies follow in regards to a rules-based order and in regards to international relations. We will consistently and always stand up for Canadians, particularly these Canadians who have been arbitrarily detained. But we will also make it very clear that we're not going to change our values.
Though no link has officially been made, the detention of Spavor and Kovrig is thought to be in retaliation of Canada's December 1st detention on a U.S. extradition request of Meng Wanzhou, a top executive of Chinese telecom giant Huawei, who is accused of violating Iran sanctions.
We are deeply disappointed by the backsliding on women's rights that we're seeing in some places around the world, including in some American states. As a government, as Canadians, we will always be unequivocal about defending women's right to choose, defending women's rights in general. It's a shame that we increasingly see conservative governments and conservative politicians taking away rights that have been hard fought over many, many years by generations of women and male allies.
Heeding the constant call of Canadian Blood Services for blood donors, INC members in Ottawa came forward to give blood. Rosalie Castro reports.
According to Canadian Blood Services, 1 blood donation equals 1 unit of blood. It takes many units of blood to save a patient. Blood transfusions and blood products save millions of lives. Thus, the constant call of Canadian Blood Services and Hema-Quebec for blood donors. Blood helps with patients suffering from cancer, recipients of blood transplants, those with various anemia disorders, patients awaiting surgery, victims of accident, and even mothers who lost blood during pregnancy. This weekend, members of the Church of Christ in Ottawa, Montreal, and Beaconsfield came forward to give blood.
Well, first of all, we're not about just sharing our faith, but it's also creating awareness to all of us that we're all capable of helping one another in many ways. It does not have to be a financial assistance. It could also be what we have that we could use to assist others. And that's why through the approval of the church administration, the Church of Christ in this part of the world are also helping our community through our blood donation.
In Ottawa, Ontario, a similar event took place at the Canadian Blood Services. Canadian Blood Services' mission is to be Canada's biological lifeline. It is regulated by Health Canada, upholding its vision of helping every patient, matching every need, and serving every Canadian.
So Canadian Blood Services is the national organization responsible for Canada's blood, plasma, tissues and organs, and stem cell supply. We manage all of those for all of Canada except for Quebec. And we depend on groups like Church of Christ to come in and donate blood. Unfortunately, less than 2% of the people in Canada donate. So we're so fortunate to have your group come in today to do this and show support to be able to help patients all around the country. So for us to have Church of Christ in here today means all the world to us. We are dependent on groups like this. We wish that there were more religious and ethnic groups that came in to support Canadian Blood Services, because it is so important and because everyone depends on it. Everybody has or knows someone who needs blood, and we depend on the altruism of groups like yours to come in and donate. We would welcome the chance to work with all these groups once, twice, 3 times a year. Less than 2% of people donate blood, so to be able to increase those numbers, every year we're looking for about 100,000 new donors in Canada. So to be able to welcome these groups in means everything to us.
In Beaconsfield and Montreal, Quebec, blood donors donated at the HEMA Quebec. HEMA Quebec supplies blood and biological products to the province of Quebec with its mission and vision of providing quality biological products and to become the strategic partner of Quebec healthcare system.
Today, I know we had a grid of 52 donors, and at 1:15 it was full already. So thank you very much for welcoming us, and hopefully we'll be back next year.
Reporting in Ottawa, this is Rosalie Castro. I am 1 with 25.
Thank you, Rosalie. Filipinos in Vancouver make sure their votes count as they took part in the Philippine midterm elections via overseas absentee voting. Kathleen Cruz with the details.
Overseas Filipino voter ballot validation and feeding continue here at the Philippine Consulate General in Vancouver, Canada.
The Philippine midterm elections are, of course, they're important because it will determine, our next set of representatives in Congress. And of course, doon natin makikita kung, it will be in support of the current administration or not. Well, the Filipinos overseas are an important force in the elections, which is why the government came up with overseas voters, the overseas voters law. So the intent was to involve and to enfranchise the Filipinos abroad, and we have already about 10 million of us strong in all over the world. So by giving them the opportunity to participate, we are giving them a voice in the elections.
Well, I'm a Filipino. Regardless kung nasaan ako, mahalaga yung boto ko, mahalaga na marinig ko yung gusto kong iparinig sa gobyerno at para sa Pilipinas. It's about the future, lalo na may kids na ako. I want them to see, when we go back to the Philippines, it's a better Philippines. That's why we vote. We have to go out and vote.
Here in Canada, we have what you call the automated elections. So everything will be mailed to us, and kami na ang magsasalang sa what you call counting machines or VCMs. And when you feed a ballot, a receipt will come out of the machine, which indicates the people that you voted, that the person voted. So yun naman ilalagay mo sa what you call a ballot box, no? So that is sealed every time we close a voting counting time, and then we open it again the next time we feed for that particular precinct. And then at the end of the counting period, the machines are walang lumalabas dyan na hindi binoto ng tao. The only thing is that compared to in previous elections, sila mismo yung nag-feed. But this time, kami. But we opened the counting, the feeding of ballots every time to watchers. And we do it in a public area of the consulate. So everybody is free to observe the process. And we slice open the envelopes in front of everyone. So makikita na kung ano yung hinugot namin, siya ang i-feed, no? And then everything goes into boxes that we seal afterward. Yung tab na pinaglalagyan ng ballots when they fall from the counting machines, sinisil din yan. So everything is secured.
Parang magawa natin din ng maayos, mapili natin kung sino ang magandang manunungkulan sa atin.
Your motherland is counting on you. Every vote counts wherever you are. Reporting for the special midterm elections, I am Kathleen Cruz, 1 with 25.
Coming up, find out what's hot and new in the automotive world at the Calgary International Auto and Truck Show. We'll be right back. This is Eagle News Canada. I'm Archie Rose Natividad-Ye. Eagle News correspondent Cara Cabusao shows us what's new in the automotive world at the Calgary International Auto and Truck Show. Cara tells us all about it.
Are you a fan of supercars from the action movies? Or maybe a car enthusiast who wants to see the vehicles of the future? Join me as we look on the different trends in the world of automobiles here in the Calgary International Auto and Truck Show.
The latest and greatest in the automotive industry are in Calgary for this year's International Auto and Truck Show. From the biggest trucks to the newest in hybrid and electric tech, this show has it all.
Well, the Calgary Auto Show is going on, so it's displaying all the new cars. That's from a bunch of different retailers like Acura, all the way from luxury brands like BMW to like Hyundai. So every car on the spectrum is being displayed.
Hot rods from the past and top tuners also make an appearance in this year's show alongside the best in aftermarket parts as Calgary kicks off the second International Auto Show in Canada this year. Calgary is home to one of the largest truck markets in the country, and not surprisingly, they stand out among other cars here in the show. Various automakers such as Ford, Chrysler, and GM show off their trucks with the best features. Small turbocharged engines and high gear transmissions are some of the technologies that trucks have acquired as they strive to improve the fuel efficiency to combat the rising gas prices in Canada this year.
The cars here are like very high tech now, which makes me excited to drive in the next couple of years.
Also in the show are the cars of the future, hybrid and electric vehicles. As one of the leading countries in green technology, Canada hopes to increase the adoption of green vehicles to comply with the Paris Agreement. Market leaders such as Tesla and Nissan continue to show their dominance in leading automakers in higher mileage and efficiency of electric vehicles. Finally, supercars. They need no introduction as they are the greatest achievements of automotive engineering. The display of these sleek cars are viewed by many people as they marvel at the beauty of supercars and stories of how fast they can go. These include Ferrari and Bugatti, the fastest car in the world. From practicality to luxury and speed, Calgary's International Auto and Truck Show has something for everyone.
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, I am Cara Cabusao, 1 with 25.
Thank you, Cara. That is this week's Eagle News Canada. Join us next week for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at Eaglenews.PH and EagleNewsLive.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EagleNewsPH. Thank you for watching. I'm Archie Rose Natividad-Ye. I'm 1 with 25.